So in the last session, we have discussed variable, method, as well as constructor also. So in that, we have discussed this keyword also. In this session, we will discuss what are the blocks in C, what are the blocks in Java, blocks in Java. So we have two kinds of block, that is called IIB block and SIB block. IIB is nothing but instance initializer block, and SIB is nothing but static initializer block. So in this session, we will go for IIB block. In this session, we will go with IIB block, that is called instance initializer block. We will use this block. So what are the application of this block? What is the syntax? How to declare this block in Java? Syntax for this. The syntax is just opening and closing curly bracket. And here we will write some business logic. Here we will write business logic within this block. Actually, when this block logic will get executed, irrespective of object creation. Okay. So SIB block logic will get executed irrespective of object creation. You know, we have a constructor in Java. The constructor logic will get executed when you create object. Similarly, SIB block logic will get executed during object creation only. And when you create any object like 0 argument object, 2 argument object, any object you will create, that corresponding block logic will get executed. Okay. And how to create object? We always create object by using class name and new keyword. Okay, by using class name and new keyword. So what are the application of this block? Where we should have to use this SIB block? The application or the first use of application are, the first application is what? To write business logic. When those logics will get executed, and those logics will get executed, during object creation. The moment you create object, the instance block logics will get executed. Okay. For every object creation, the instance block logics will get executed. Simply we'll use instance block to write business logic in Java. And the second application of this is what? To initialize instance variables during object creation. So why we are saying during object creation? When you create object, the instance block logics will get executed. You mean the instance block we can able to use to initialize instance variable at runtime. So this is the syntax for instance block, like that, and within this instance block we will write the logic. Okay. And let's go for practically also. So this is the application of instance block, and in instance block logic execution is depends on object creation. If you create object, then only instance block logics will get executed like a constructor. Okay. Just write down blocks in Java. Let's take practical. Okay. Just create class. I will take class name as test. So what is the syntax? Within this class area, we'll create this block. Okay. So how to create? Just opening and closing parentheses. And here we'll write the logic. Here I will write the logic, like I will write some dummy logic. This is instance block. Okay. So IIB block, and this is first IIB block. Just write like this. Okay. So when this block will get executed? When you create the object. If you don't create the object, this block won't get executed. Okay. So this is the main method. Main method will accept one argument of string array type, which is what command line argument. We can write this argument like this. String R. You see, this is what your main method. This is main method, right? So you see, if you don't create object, this instance block logic won't get executed. Okay, let me compile this. Just go to the location where this file is saved. Let me control it, save it. Just hit on Control O. This is the shortcut. So copy this location. Okay, at this location, this file is there. Copy this location, or else just type here CMD. So go on mute, Saurabh. Okay, and just compile here. What is the application name? The application name is what? You see, test. Okay, we saved this application with the name test. And what is the class name? Test. So let me compile this Java C test.java. Okay, just compile it like this, Java C test.java. Once you will compile, application will get compiled, and just run Java test. You see, only main method will get executed. Why the instance block logic won't get executed? Only main method logic will get executed. Why the instance block logic won't get executed? Just because of that, you don't create object. Instance block logic's execution depends on object creation only. Okay. So this is the first rule for instance block. So write down instance block logic execution depends on object creation. Instance block logic execution depends on object creation. So write this application. When this instance block logic will get executed, the moment you will create object, you see. So the moment I will create object, what is the how to create object? New keyword followed by class name with opening and parent. Opening, this is what nameless object. This is called nameless object. We are not creating any name to, like we are not creating any reference for this. So main method execution will start at main method. Always you should have to know the execution will start at main method. Okay, line will create object. Line number 10. Now line number 10, this statement will create object. The moment it will create object, first of all it will check, is there any instance block or is there any constructor within this class? We don't have any constructor. We have an instance block. First instance block will get executed. The moment instance block logic will get executed, after that compiler will generate a default constructor. That default constructor will get executed. Okay. So this is the like internal flow. Okay. Let me compile and run this. What will happen? So the moment you create object, your instance block logic will get executed. Okay. So main method will get started, main method and main method. So I will write here main method started here and main method will be end here. Your execution will start at main method and your execution will be end at main method only. Compile this, we done some changes, that's what, and then run. You see, main method started, main here IIB block executed, main method ended here, like that. Okay, just write down. The moment we create an object, that moment IIB block will get executed. That is called instance block. IIB block will get executed. IIB block will get executed. The moment we create an object, during that moment, IIB block will get executed. So IIB block execution depends on object creation. The moment you create object, IIB block will get invoked. IIB block will be invoked. Okay. So you mean called. The IIB block will be called. If there is a method, the method logic execution depends on method calling statement. Similarly here, IIB block logic execution depends on object creation. The moment you create object, the IIB block will be executed. Once the IIB block logic will get executed, cursor will return control back to the college step. You see next. So if you have a constructor within the class as well as you have a IIB block within the class, you see. So constructor name and class name must be same. Like that, we'll write constructor logic. And you know, constructor execution also depends on object creation, and IIB block logic also depends on object creation. This is what user defined. So how many argument constructor? 0 of constructor. This is user defined 0 of constructor. Okay, you can use modifier with the constructor also, not an issue. But the constructor doesn't allow any return type, like we have used with main method. As a return type of the main method is what? Void type. So which will get execute first? Constructor will get execute first, or IIB block logics will get execute first? Let me know. Which will get execute first? So during compilation time, this is the compiler part. This is the constructor part. During compilation time, compiler will check, is there any constructor within the class? Yes, we have it. This constructor will get compiled. Okay. During runtime, the moment you create object like new test of, the moment you create object, first preference will go to the instance block. First instance block will get executed, then followed by constructor. If you can keep anywhere this instance block, first instance block will get executed, then constructor. Okay, you can keep instance block anywhere within the class. Observe carefully. So let me clear previous one. So first compile this and then run it. You see, main method got started, IIB block executed, user defined 0 of constructor, and main method ended. So you may thinking like that, this instance block we have kept above the constructor, not an issue. Let me keep after the main method also, and let me compile and run this application. Still the instance block will get executed first. And then corresponding constructor. You see, instance block, then corresponding constructor. Am I clear? Okay, write down. Always first preference. Always first preference will goes to instance block, then corresponding constructor. Okay, corresponding constructor. Always first preference will goes to instance block, then corresponding constructor. Okay. First instance block logic will get executed, then corresponding constructor logic. The meaning of this statement. Okay. Always first preference will goes to the instance block, then corresponding constructor. Okay. You see here we created a 0 argument object. So first the instance block will get executed, then corresponding first instance block logic will get executed, and then corresponding 0 of constructor. Okay, I will write here only. Write down this application. Okay, you see here guys, if you keep multiple constructor within the class, I will take one more user defined one argument constructor. We'll take one more user defined. So I will pass one argument constructor as a string. This is just, I will display that name. This name I will pass as a local variable, and this is user defined one arg constructor. And what is the name of that we are passing, argument we are passing, the name we are passing, that we will display with that. Okay. So let me create one more object. So let's create one more object, user defined one arg object here, and is accept an argument of string type. I will pass buffer. So observe carefully here. Irrespective of object creation, if you create 0 argument object, okay, if you create 0 argument object, or if you create 1 argument object, or if you create two argument objects, or if you create n number of argument objects. Okay, so irrespective of object creation, first instance block will get executed. First instance block will get executed, that is called IAB block will get executed from the class, and then after that the corresponding constructor will get executed. Okay, so for you see, the execution will start at main method. The moment you create zero argument object, first it will check instance block. This instance block will get executed first. Then after that corresponding zero argument constructor. Then after that corresponding zero argument constructor. Okay. Again, the moment you create one argument object, first instance block will get executed. First instance block will get executed. Then corresponding one argument constructor. Then corresponding one argument constructor. Like that. If you have a two argument constructor also, so first instance block will get executed and then corresponding constructor. So save it and let me compile and run this application. So first compile it by using javac command and then run it. You see, execution started at main method. IAB block 0 got executed for 0 argument constructor, and then user defined 0 constructor got executed. Then IAB block again executed, and then user defined 1 arg constructor, and then main method. Is it clear? Okay. Just write down for that. The rule says irrespective of object creation, irrespective of object creation, first instance block will get instance block logics. Okay, you can say instance block logic will get execute, then corresponding constructor logic. For example, if you have 0 arg object, then then only 0 arg constructor only 0 constructor execute after instance block. If you have one argument object, then only one arg constructor will get executed after instance block. But the instance block will get executed for every object creation. You may say instance block logic will get executed for every object creation. For every object creation, the instance block logic will get executed. Okay, for every object creation, instance block. Done with these 2 points. Let's go on example. Write this application. Okay. So the next one is what? Can we able to keep multiple instance blocks? You see, if you keep multiple instance blocks within the class, so this is the instance block 1, this is the instance block 2. This instance block execution will be executed from top to bottom. How you keep in the class, like topmost instance block will get executed first within the class. Then after that, what is the instance block will be there? That second instance block. After that, what is the instance block? That third instance block. So the execution will that instance block will be executed from top to bottom. So let me remove this one of the argument constructor. This, and just we'll keep with first example like this. So this is the execution will start main method as we know. Okay, and then after that, the moment we create object, this statement will create object. During object creation, first it will check whatever instance block will be there within the class. The instance block 1 instance block will get executed from top to bottom. Okay, first topmost instance block will get executed within the class. Then after that, whatever instance block will be there, the second instance block, then third instance block, like that. And then finally, once all the instance block will get executed, the constructor will be executed. Okay. First compile this application. We done some changes. That's what you need compilation. Once you will compile it, run it by using this command. You see, execution will start at main method. IAB block 0, IAB block 01, 02, user defined constructor and main method will get taken. Let's suppose you might thinking like that. We have written IAB block 01, IAB block 02. I will keep this 02 at like within the class. We'll keep IAB block 02 as a first. So you see, this IAB block 02 will get executed first, and then you see IAB block 02, then IAB block 01, and this. So you should have to know, okay, IAB block execution depends on object creation, and they will be executed from top to bottom. Can we able to keep multiple IAB block? Yes, we can able to keep multiple IAB block. Okay, write down. We can able to keep multiple IAB blocks within the class okay, sorry guys. We can able to keep multiple IAB blocks within the class, but execution should be top to bottom. In what order? In what order we have kept within the class? In what order we have kept within the class? Execution should be always top to bottom. So we can able to keep multiple IAB blocks within the class, but execution should be top to bottom in what order we have kept within the class. Within the class. Here is the example. We have kept 2 IAB blocks. So this is like we'll keep only one instance block. You know, by using this keyword we can call same class constructor. By using this keyword we can call same class constructor. So if you can have a multiple constructor within the class, like this is 1 argument constructor, as well as this is 2 argument constructor. This is 2 argument constructor. Okay. So the instance block execution is depends on how many number of objects you created within the class. The number of objects you will create within the class, that number of times instance block will get executed. Not on constructor, like how many constructors are executing. You see, so you are using this keyword to call same class constructor, and we are using as a first statement. So this statement, this is called constructor calling statement. This is called constructor calling statement. Okay, so you can use this, okay, to call same class constructor, as well as you can use to call 2 argument constructor like 100, 200. So this is also a constructor calling statement. Okay, this is also a constructor calling statement. So it will execute 2 constructor. But how many number of arguments you created? How many number of objects you created within this class? Only one object. This is what? Nameless object. Okay, nameless object. We didn't write anything. Okay. Remember here, the instance block logic's execution depends on how many number of objects you created, but not on how many number of constructor got executed. Okay. You see here. Let me clear your previous one and just execute. Use the command and use. You see, instance block 01 got executed only once. Just because of that, how many objects you created? One object is created. Only one object is there within the class. How many objects is there? Only one object here. But how many number of constructors are there? 3 constructors are there. These are the 3 constructors. And these 3 constructors are executed here. You see, these 3 constructors are executed here. So how many number of times constructor got executed? Okay. So instance block execution is depends on how many number of objects you created within the class, but not on how many number of times the constructor got executed. Am I clear here? So how many constructors you have? You have 3 constructors. 0 arc user defined constructor, 1 arc user defined constructor, and 2 arc user defined constructor. Okay. So the point is here. So IIB block logic execution depends on okay, how many number of objects you have created within the class. Okay, the number of objects you will create that number of times your IIB block will get executed. Okay, it's not depends on constructor execution. So IIB block logic execution is not depends on constructor execution. It depends on how many number of times you creating the object. Okay, the number of objects you will create, that number of times IIB block will get executed. So it's not depends on constructor execution. It depends on object creation. Its execution depends on object creation. Its execution depends on object creation. So this is the application. Write down for this. Now you just tell me what is the execution. Okay, what will be execute? So the output you should have to tell me. Okay, I will write here something and will say this is my test method, but this method is instance of static. This is instance test method. Yes or no? We don't use any static event. That is what we call this method is a instance method. So on this nameless object, directly I will call test method. On that nameless object, directly I will call this test method. So just observe the output. What will be the output? Very first IIB block will get executed. Yes or no? Then constructor will get executed. Then test method will get executed. How? What will happen, guys? The moment object will get created, first object will get created. Okay, yes. The moment you will write this statement, object will get created. The moment object will get created, first of all it will check, is there any constructor? Yes. One user defined constructor. Is there any block? Yes. Then first instance block will get executed, and then this constructor will get executed. And whatever method got loaded during object creation within this object, on that memory address you are calling this test method. Then test method will get executed. Once the test method logic will get executed, this cursor will goes back to the calling statement, and finally your execution will stop at main method. Like that, the execution will happen. Let's observe carefully. Let me save this and just run this. First compile this application and then run. You see, IIB block will get executed, user defined zero hour constructor, and then instance method. Okay. So this is the first application. Okay, we use this block, instance block. So what is the second application for? You know, we can use this instance block. Let me create a class with employee class, and we can use, this is employee name, this employee ID, employee salary. So at runtime, we can use this instance block to initialize this instance variable, employee name. So I will initialize the employee name as, employee name is what, Watson, employee ID is what? Okay, actually, employee ID this integer type, 111, and employee salary is equals to 10,000.45 floating value. I will use this floating value. Actually, whenever you will use this instance block, every time this same value will be initialized to the. So always remember that we will use instance block for resource geolocation or might be for database connection and all. Just because of that, for every object creation, this instance block will get executed. Okay. So in Selenium, we'll use this instance block for creation of, like, to upload the file, or to mention the path of the file, to load the file. Okay, for that. So here you see, this is the instance block we use to initialize this instance variable. Initially, they will hold some default value. To display those value, I will use one instance method. Okay, this is the instance method, and we are going to display this value. So this is my, we'll say, what is the employee name? Employee name is, whatever employee name is, I will display that employee name. Similarly, we can display employee name, employee ID, and employee salary. Employee ID and for employee salary. This is for employee ID. What is the employee ID? I will display employee ID. Just use same variable name, employee ID and that employee ID, and employee salary, and what is the salary of the employee? That salary will display. So the moment you create which object? The moment you will create employee object, on that employee object we'll call this method. First, the moment you will create this employee object, it will execute the instance block, and whatever value you have mentioned here, those value will be initialized to this. Those value will be initialized with this variable, and those value will be displayed. Okay, when you execute this application, you see. Clear this one and just compile this application. This application name is what? Test. So we'll compile with test.java, and to run this application we will use, what is the class name? Java class name is what? Employee. You see, employee name is Vasan, employee ID is 111, employee salary, like this. Like that we can use. If you want to use same value again and again, then we will go with instance block. Okay, this is the second application of instance block. Okay, write down. So we use instance block. We use instance block to initialize what we to initialize instance variable during object creation. So you know, during object creation only the instance block will get executed. So we use instance block to initialize. We use instance block to initialize instance variable during object creation. Read this application. It's completed. Actually, guys, I have used one word. We use instance block for resource geolocation. So we will not use for resource geolocation. Actually, for resource allocation, we will use instance block for database connection, to load the file, to load the properties file, or to load any text file or any other file. We'll use this instance block, but not for resource geolocation. So correct this statement. Okay.